Hello, everyone. We have Neeti Agarwal with us today, who is this year's topper, and she scored rank 383 this year. So we'll be having an interaction with her, and we'll try to learn her experiences throughout this journey. She cracked this exam in the final attempt this year. So welcome, Neeti.
Thank you,
How
sir.
are you doing after this result? How are you feeling?
Sir, a great sense of relief and happiness, and the happiness in the eyes of my parents, my family, and all the well-wishers adds more happiness to this final conclusion of the journey. So, thank you so much, sir.
Right. So I have a very interesting question asked by one of our followers. So that girl asked if the toppers feel the same sense of excitement had they cracked in the first attempt, or would it be different in the final attempt? So, since you are a candidate who is very apt for answering this question, what's your take on this? Do you see a change in the way you would have reacted in the first attempt and now?
Sir, I would say that if I had cracked this examination in the early attempts, then there had been a great sense of happiness. But now the happiness has been compounded by the great sense of relief and satisfaction. And also, sir, I would say that the vision of seeing the things and the whole set of examination and the related emotions around it has changed. And also, this journey has shaped me a lot. Earlier, I used to link my happiness and my sorrows with the result of this examination. But I would say that along with the age related maturity or the attempts that I have given to this examination, there has been a sea change in the way in which I see the things nowadays.
It's interesting. Can you walk us through your journey?
Sir, I completed my graduation in physiotherapy in 2017, and thereafter I started preparing for this. I gave my first attempt in 2018, and in my 2018 and 19 attempt, I could not clear the prelims. In 2020 attempt, I gave the prelims, and thereafter I appeared for the interview, but could not get into the list, and missed the cutoff by 1 mark. And after that, I gave prelims in 2021 and 2022, in which also I could not clear the prelims, and this was my final attempt in which I got this rank.
Okay. So that's quite a roller coaster ride. Having
Yes.
gone to the interview and then again not making it to the uh, main stage, that must have had quite a toll on you. How did you manage through?
Sir, I would say that earlier it has been the test of knowledge, but in these past 2, 3 years, it was the test of patience. So I just made myself satisfied that, okay, this is not the end of the journey, and maybe it's the starting of a new journey. So
Mm.
I satisfied by this by saying this, and also I told myself that, okay, I did not concluded on the journey in which I started, but maybe the path that I traveled, the
Mm.
distance has reduced. So, in these 2 years, I just focused upon the present scheme of things and also took lessons from my uh, earlier experiences and just moved forward.
Right. So when you approached VK IAS and the uh, associated prelims and mains mentorship ideas and the orientation, what was your state of mind before you took up that, and what was the state of mind after? Like, what was the takeaway?
Sir, after 2021 attempt, I appeared for the mentorship that provided by the VKIS. And in that, I just changed my certain amount of things that I used to do in the prelims.
Mm.
Like in your mentorship, you told me about how to utilize this time for the prelims examination. And also you advised some of those books such as PMFIS for environmental science that helped me a lot. Also, sir, your channel and all those associated channels with the prelims on the Telegram, I used to supplement my newspaper knowledge with the knowledge given by your channel. Like there's a usual fear of FOMO in every of the aspirant. So I just used to read one or two newspaper and then check by the content given by you on your channel so that I do not miss anything. And sir, finally, I would say that during the mains program also, the articles shared by you on that VK IS channel for the ethics that supplemented my knowledge a lot. And in the later months, I think that you shared some of the Sanskrit shlokas and also
Yeah.
some of the interesting case studies which a
Mhm.
aspirant can normally ignore or do not
Right.
get into. So those articles helped me a lot.
Great. You brought a very interesting point to the front because a lot of people fear current affairs and, like you rightly mentioned, the fear of missing out.
Yes, sir.
They decide on a plan, then they get deviated in the middle because they found new materials and stuff. Throughout your 6 years of experience, do you think knowledge alone matters or the ability to use that knowledge matters?
Sir, you are rightly said that knowledge also matters, but how do we utilize that in the prelims and the mains itself? It matters a lot. And also, sir, I would say that along with the preparation, our performance in the examination matters. So we should know that how to utilize that specific knowledge into what way. Like in the prelims, we are asked certain of the questions. So we should have some of the techniques that how should we utilize that the knowledge that we gathered throughout these years into that examination. And in the mains, it's a whole kind of scheme of creativity that we can show with the usage of proper usage of current affairs. So current affairs do play a role, but we should not forget that it plays a supplementary role. So along with the static knowledge, current affairs just add on to that value.
Right. So, in the previous attempts, you must have chased a lot of knowledge. Did you think that instead of going through all these materials all over again, what if I had narrowed down on, like you mentioned, like the specific articles that were discussed in the program, etc.? Did that help you in narrowing down your focus and thinking more clearly? Or what was the difference?
Yes, sir. So in earlier attempts, the whole knowledge and the whole current affairs scheme that was scattered a lot. And in my later attempts, and especially during this mains, like it was my last attempt and last mains, so I just consolidated and rationalized my material because we have a very limited time before the prelims and obviously the mains examination. So it becomes very much easy if we have very ready notes. So I just rationalized this whole preparation in this attempt.
Okay. So, how much did you score in ethics this time?
So it was 120.
Great. And the previous attempt?
Sir, 100.
So the increase in number of marks, if not absolutely, like you've done significant amount of work. Did
Yes.
you think that clarity helped you, like the ethics, the material that was shared or the discussions that how did it help you actually?
Sir, I would say that ethics requires a lot of clarity in the meaning of the question that is being asked. Secondly, the use of keywords becomes very much important in the ethics examination. And thirdly, the use of the case studies and the diverse examples. So the examples and the case studies shared by you on the channel helped me a lot as it diversified my preparation because I was preparing for a long time. So the recent case studies and the recent happenings around me in the uh, country and abroad. So it helped and supplemented my already made notes.
Okay. So especially again, since we're talking about ethics, the one major problem that a lot of aspirants face is that they collect a lot of examples for the same idea. Let's say if you're talking about a concept like attitude or aptitude, multiple examples on the same front are visible. They either take it from topper copies or some material here and there, but they struggle to use those examples in the real examination.
Yes.
How did you cope with that problem?
Sir, since I was preparing for long, so I made topic-wise notes and then supplemented those examples within that notes. And one can easily do this if they are doing this on the daily basis and that too in the digital mode because in that format, updation becomes easier and it becomes good and fetch high marks if we add the recent examples. So I would say that digital mode is good in that way.
From time to time, did you clear your old notes and remove or update your existing notes, or did you just pile them up? Because a lot of younger aspirants who are just beginning their preparation sit down to make a lot of notes, and then they struggle because the clarity is missing. What's your advice to them?
सर आई वुड से दैट नोट्स ऐसे ही बनाएं जिसको एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले पढ़ने में आपको difficulty ना हो. So make notes as crisp and as value added that is possible to fetch you more marks. And about that, deleting those older notes. So if the concept is there, then it is very much clear to you. Then that concept is static in nature. But notes we can add or subtract on our own
Exactly.
experience basis.
So it's a very personalized note. You should
Yes.
not, directly copy anybody's style. Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. Okay. And how about your optional? Can you just tell about your optional? What was the optional? How did you score?
Sir, my optional has been sociology, and in my previous attempt, I'd scored 263 marks, and in this attempt, I have scored 250 marks. Although I was expecting more marks in this attempt, but I would say that there has been a rationalization in the marks in the optional for every year. So I just studied on my own, and in the initial attempt, I took coaching from Upendra sir, that is based in Delhi. And now I joined some test series and supplemented my notes and knowledge.
Going forward, do you have any advice for sociology aspirants based
Uh,
on your experiences?
Sir, for sociology, I would say that it is the balance of the reading and the writing. So the humanities subject, they requires you thorough knowledge, but also very much good presentation so that you can present your ideas in a very lucid manner. And for sociology, one can refer to basic material such as NCRTs and IGNU notes, and also the standard material available for that. And for the better score of marks, one should write answers as per their experience and as per the need requires. So this would be my advice.
Now, coming back to subject-wise discussion, how much did you score in GS1 this time?
Sir, in GS1, I scored 100 marks, and in GS2, 124, and in GS3, 97, and GS4, 120.
Great scores, especially in GS1, a lot of people struggled. So, what is your take on the society questions this year? Did you particularly put any value addition in that? Because time and again, I was saying that society is the most ignored aspect by many aspirants.
Yes, sir.
But at least in our circle, like who were preparing the newspaper value addition and all those points, that specificity was there. Do you think that played a role in your increasing of marks?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think that since my optional is sociology, so I used a lot of keywords and case studies in the society answers. And for sir GS1, I would say that one can use the diagrams, and also the interlinking between the static part and current affairs becomes vital in this aspect. Like there was a question on how the architecture of Indo-Islamic it
Mm,
impacted the new architectural forms.
right,
So in that way, we should take that timeline-based approach so that our answer becomes very much rationalized and structure is up to the mark.
great. So it's all about presentation, like
Yes.
we discussed. And even in GS3, 97 to 100, that's a very good score. A lot of people are seeing a downtrend in GS3 in the past couple of years.
Yes, sir.
What is your take on it, and what helped you score better?
Sir, since GS3 is mostly current affairs oriented, so I just utilized the resources that are being put by you on the channel and also supplemented with the notes that I made during these years. And also, sir, every topic becomes important, and also the interlinkage between the topics and the usage of the current affairs materials, the case studies. And, sir, I would say that several of the magazines like Yojana, Kurukshetra, it becomes important to add certain value in the answer, because I think that
Selectively.
the fight, yes, sir.
Yeah, please go on.
So because the fight is for like 1 or 2 marks. So if
Mhm.
we add around 1 mark in every question, then naturally the score becomes higher. So
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. Um, and in GS2, is the strategy any different, or do you have any advice or points to add?
Sir, this time I just consolidated my notes, which became handy during the revision. Also, sir, the interlinkage between not only between the topics of the GS2, but also between the whole syllabus. So that becomes vital. also, sir, not ignoring any single topic that is being mentioned in the topic under GS2. So we should give adequate time and importance to every topic, because throughout these years, every topic has been raised by the GS2 and other subjects. So I feel that uh, proper and timely completion of the syllabus and also giving adequate attention to every much topic becomes vital to score good marks.
Very well put. And let's talk about the most important aspect of this preparation, that is the importance of emotional resilience. Because this is not a sprint, this is like a marathon where you have to manage your emotions for a very long period of time.
Yes,
As
sir.
someone who has gone through a roller coaster of emotions because of whatever results that you have seen, how would you describe your journey and what is the takeaway for the students from your journey?
Uh, Sir, I would say that when I started this preparation, I had no idea that one day I would clear this examination. And in earlier attempts, I just wondered that, okay, I just cleared this prelims. So when I cleared my prelims in my third attempt, it was a very good feeling that, okay, that one battle is won. But I was not very much sure that, okay, other few battles are waiting for me. So I would say that every day is a new battle, and but at the same time, I would say that no examination or no worry is bigger than the resilience of a human emotion. And uh, I would say that sir कि ये सिर्फ एग्जामिनेशन जज्बात का नहीं, जज्बे का है. तो सर हर रोज एक अलग बैटल है जिसको हमें ओवरकम करना है. और कभी कभी यही लगता है कि शायद ठीक है, जो मंजिल नहीं मिली कोई बात नहीं, अभी हम उस पर नहीं पहुंचे, बट कोई बात नहीं, रास्ता तो कम हुआ ही है सर. And sir, in my 2020 attempt, in which I just appeared for the interview and just missed the list by 1 mark. So it was the feeling like कि अब आगे बढ़ना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल है, बट सर पीछे देखना तो इम्पॉसिबल ही था. So I moved forward with whatever strength I had. And in my later last attempt, I was just like कि ठीक है, अब we cannot reverse any of the things and I cannot recover all those tears that I shed during this preparation. But okay, whatever it's in my destiny, I would accept that and move forward with all the lessons that I gathered during this preparation. And lastly, sir, I would say that this whole set of examination, it teaches a lot about the importance of Nishkam Karma and also the real meaning of Nishkam Karma, because it's not about the attachment with the results, but it's about non-attaching with the feelings that is revolved around the results. So I would conclude by saying this only.
It's very well put, Neeti, because a lot of young aspirants and maybe even you, me, everyone who wanted to be in this journey began their preparation by thinking that we'll become an IAS or we'll become an IPS or whatever their dream is. But little did we invest our time and emotion on figuring out what that process is.
Yes, sir.
To be very logical, if there is any fresher who is watching this interview and you have something to learn from Neeti's journey, it would be that take care of the process.
Yes, sir.
Believe and trust that process. It will take you to your destination someday, because whether you become an IAS or IPS is not in your hands. It is the process, the amount of input you give in terms of hours, the quality, that will define your place in the list.
Yes,
The
sir.
process is that is all that we have.
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
And that is the same lesson that I've kept on repeating in many situations across our mentorship programs. Or, in fact, I'll be very honest about it. Uh, the real inspiration for me has been MS Dhoni, who kept on saying the same thing, like you have to trust the process.
Yes.
Even if we know this, even if it is very obvious, coming from someone who has achieved something worthwhile in their life, that again, that was again reiterated by a champion, Virat Kohli, someone who we can relate to on a daily basis, that we see in our daily lives. Things like this, whether we want to achieve something big or small, like I want to say to all the aspirants that this is not the end of the road. Even if you don't make it, it is not going to snatch everything away from your life. Trust the process. It will take you to your destination. That is what I wanted to prove. And thank you so much, Neeti, for bringing this point, because I understand the emotions that you must have gone through all these years. It must have been very painful, but it's all worth it in the end.
Yes, sir. Right,
And you
sir.
have not given up, because you know the value of whatever you were putting in. And it
Yes.
takes tremendous courage to keep doing this for such a long time, despite such roller coaster emotions. So I congratulate you for this great success that you have seen.
Thank you, sir.
And if there is anything that you would like to add before.
Sir, I would say that uh, I use these three P's in my whole journey: process, perseverance, and play. So I think that sums up my journey. And सर एक और बात कहना चाहूंगी कि एक बहुत ही फेमस लाइन है कि जो मिल गया उसे अपनाता चला गया और जो नहीं मिला उसे भुलाता चला गया. So ultimately, if I did not see my name in this list, then obviously I would have uh, forget all those emotions attached to this examination, but obviously I would have cherished all those learnings, all those experiences that I have learned during this examination. So sir, thank you so much for inviting me to this platform, and my whole blessings to the VK IAS, which helped me rationalizing this preparation in my later attempts. And
Thank you
thank you
so
so much,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much. And thank you for taking your time and sharing us your journey and giving your advice to the aspirants. We wish
Thank
you
you.
all the best going forward.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, sir.